What is up, guys? I am Rich Trippin. What is that?
Pot noodle.
Not the pot noodle. What is that?
Oh, this little treasure?
Yeah. That is a treasure. That is a treasure. Look at that.
You'll have to like and subscribe to find that out.
But we're not here to talk about magnificent British inventions. If you want to do that, watch our video on magnificent British inventions. If you're new here, I am Rich Trippin.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we love British culture. We love everything about Britain. We love going to Britain. We love exploring Britain when we're not in.
Love British food.
We do love British food. We got new lighting because we don't like to look whited out everywhere we go.
Look less dead.
Yeah, we don't look. We have color to our face now because it used to be a big bright
Still
light.
a little dead.
Yeah, but we're okay. Tiffany's okay. But anyway, we love British things. We love it. We love the British culture. We think it is the most amazing thing in the world. But we're Americans. I don't know if you picked up that on the accent, the very small grammar that I have. I don't know if you picked that up, but we're American. America. And the one thing that Americans love is our flag.
Yeah.
We love our flag. You guys always say that everywhere. When you come to America, the American flag hangs everywhere. It's very interesting why the American flag hangs everywhere. Do you know why the American flags hang everywhere?
No.
Well, I was actually talking about it with a friend today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, our national anthem is a Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I lied.
Yeah, and that was a song written by Francis Scott Key, battle over Fort McHenry, and he was on the ship watching it, and he would stare, and as the bombs would blow up, you could see light, and you could see the American flag still hanging, you know, in the middle. And they said, as long as that flag is flying, then we are still a country. We have not lost. That's why Americans love their flag, because as long as there's a flag flying, that means we have not lost our country. And I think that kind of explains why, like, you go to America, it's almost like a,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, almost like a what would you call it? Like a superstitious type thing. That we have to have that flag flying because that which represents our freedom. And I know there's tons of a million political things and everything surrounding it that we don't get into. We're not getting into the British politics because that is not our monkey and that is definitely not our circus. We are here because we love everything about Britain. We think British culture is absolutely amazing. And I'm just explaining to you why we would be interested in learning about your flag. So before you get under there and say, well, this, and that, if there's an issue with your country, or you want to change it, probably the worst place to put your political ideology is on a
American YouTube channel.
American YouTube channel. I do not know anybody there. I know a couple of people there. I try to meet people who work at Greg's.
Yeah.
For free Greg's.
That would be cool.
That would be excellent. But that's about as high on the political spectrum that I really am trying for. This week, Greg's. Next week, maybe somebody at Costa for some free. Or Pret. Free. Yeah, but we're really focusing on the Greg's. So today we are learning about what does the British flag really mean? How did the British flag come to be? How did this take place? And this is a video by Real Life Lore, and we want to understand it, and we want to understand more about British culture because that's what we love. So we're going to watch this, you're going to watch this, and we're going to react to it, and you guys are going to react to us reacting. You're going to hit the like button, the hype button. I can't wrap my head around the hype button. Whatever you want.
Just
I don't care.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't care. Let's watch the video.
The Union Jack. The British flag, if you think about it, is kind of a Frankenstein assortment of 3 different national flags. It's a combination of the flags of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Sorry, Wales. But that can't be the end of this video, so let's dig a little deeper here. To start with the flag.
So big FUs to Wales right off the bat.
Yep, that's cool.
And
Or not.
okay, no, like I don't want to stop the video a lot, but that just didn't. That was just like a yeah, forget Wales. And that doesn't make any sense to me because like if I was designing a flag, the first thing I would say is like, we're keeping the dragon.
Yeah.
Like that'd be the first thing that I would do. I would say we're keeping the dragon.
Right.
That's it. Nothing else.
Flag of England, which can also be called St. George's Cross, we don't know exactly where or how it originated inside of England. It is known that in 1188, the kings of England and France both decided to go on a crusade together, and in order to distinguish their armies, the English used a white cross and the French used a red cross. Somehow and at some time, the English may have adopted the red cross that was used by the French. There is a legend that King Richard the Lionheart on the Third Crusade adopted the symbol for usage in the English crusading armies, but it's pretty unclear historically. The first recorded use of the red cross on a flag within England.
First couple of things. One, I'm not going to be able to focus if you keep just making that sound. 2, so you guys are going to think I'm really stupid. You guys are really going to think I'm stupid. But I just now made the correlation to the St. George's flag and the Knights Templar. Like I forget, every time you see the Knights Templar, they have that white with the red cross in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And literally, I'm like that stupid sometimes. Like I really am. Like I feel like they're like, oh, that's the British flag. Like that dumb. That's stupid. Oh my gosh. We've been going for what? For 2 years now, and that is now registered. Okay.
Dates back to its use as a maritime flag
Wow.
used within the English Navy in 1545. During the English Reformation, St. George rose to become the primary patron saint of England, and all the religious flags other than his own were abolished within the country. This left a lot of room for his cross to become even more associated with England. Moving on to the Scottish flag, which is also called St. Andrew's Cross, its origins revolve around the martyr of St. Andrew. St. Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland, and according to legend, he was crucified on an X-shaped cross. The familiar X shape with the image of St. Andrew crucified first began to appear in Scotland in 1180 during the reign of William I. That image would also be depicted on official seals within Scotland during the late 13th century. The image of St. Andrew would be removed to form a more simple X shape sometime in the 14th century. And then in 1385, the Scottish Parliament ordered that Scottish soldiers serving abroad in France had to wear a white X on their armor to distinguish themselves. The first confirmed historical usage of the familiar white X with a blue background on a flag inside Scotland was in 1542, 3 years before the English first used St. George's Cross in their navy. The first edition of the Union Jack flag originated in 1606. 3 years earlier, in 1603, James I of Scotland had inherited both the English and Irish thrones, and in addition to Scotland ruled all 3 kingdoms. Despite how the 3 kingdoms were all ruled by the same monarch, they each remained separate. But James ordered a new flag to symbolize the union between his native kingdom of Scotland.
I would have never guessed that the Scottish flag was a cross.
No.
No, we was talking about this yesterday because we have partaked in the television series, the Highlander. Outlander. Highlander. Highlander is a complete different Outlander. And one of the things that we was talking about was just like how odd the Scottish flag is to the country.
Yeah.
Because I know this sounds dumb. This might be in my head. I don't know. But to me, the colors of Scotland is so prominent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Scotland has its own color to anywhere else I've been in the world. It's like there could be a complete color palette and you could call it Scotland. It's such a unique place. You're going to find out. Like and subscribe. But a couple interesting facts. Both of those are crosses of saints.
Yeah.
I do know that the English flag, and you guys can correct me on this, but I think the English flag is also flagged for other places too, because it's the St. George Cross,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think there's a couple other, I don't think it's countries or maybe towns or small things that uses that exact same flag, and it's the St. George's Cross. So it's more than just in England they use that flag.
I didn't know.
Yeah. I don't know how, what was it called, but now we're looking at the two flags to the left and the right.
And that's Queen Mary's son, right? Queen Mary of Scots.
Who did it say, James?
I think so. Because I think James was the first one to rule all of them.
Yeah. So he's the first one. We'll you know.
And the Kingdom of England, and so two different versions were created. There is the more familiar English version of the flag, which was used in England, and the less familiar Scottish version, which was of course used in Scotland. Both of these flags were used in limited forms because both kingdoms remained politically separate until the Acts of Union in 1707 formally...
So on the right is Scotland. Okay, now this is interesting, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a dominance thing. Look.
Yeah.
On the left, England has in the front. And then Scotland, they put their cross in the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting to fight over that type of flag, to see who was...
Makes sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Like, you wouldn't think of that. You wouldn't think that that would happen, but that does make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
United England and Scotland into the same country, Great Britain. After the Acts of Union, the English version of the flag became the official flag of the new country. But that still leaves out the red X shape, which symbolizes Ireland. The red X on a white background is known as St. Patrick's Saltire. It is a symbol of St. Patrick and began to be associated with Ireland as a whole only in the 1780s. It was adopted as the symbol of the Order of St. Patrick, which was an order created by the English King George III. Ironically, as a consequence of this, many Irish nationalists have rejected this flag as a British invention to represent Ireland for themselves. The flag had some usage in Ireland before 1783, but it's rather unclear. It was used on the coat of arms of the powerful Fitzgerald family in Ireland, and it also appears on the back sides of some Irish coins minted around 1480 in honor of the Fitzgeralds. So before 1801, Ireland had been a part of a personal union inside Great Britain, but on January the 1st, 1801, the kingdoms of Great Britain and Ireland were formally united into the nation now named the Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. In order to represent this addition of Ireland into the kingdom, the flag was again changed with the...
So wait, is Great Britain just Scotland, Ireland, and Wales? Not Northern Ireland? Like it's just this island right here, Great Britain? And like
I thought now it is the north part of Ireland.
We'll let him finish and ask at the end, I guess.
A red X cross so that all three kingdoms would be represented on one single flag. Again, poor Wales. Even now, nobody has figured out a good way to fit you onto the already crowded flag.
It would have just been
even
straight
without
dragon.
representing Wales, this Union flag has remained in place even after the majority of Ireland left the United Kingdom. The red X cross now represents Northern Ireland, which still remains a part of the kingdom. In addition to being the flag of the United Kingdom, the flag has been used on several other national flags that used to be a part of the British Empire. It was a part of the United States' flag until 1777 when a certain rebellion changed all of that. A part of the Canadian flag all the way up until 1965 when they voted to change it. A small part of the South African flag up to 1994 when apartheid finally ended. And continues to remain a part of the national flags of New Zealand, Australia, Tuvalu, the Cook Islands, Fiji, and the Canadian provinces of British Columbia, Ontario, Manitoba, and Newfoundland, as well as the United States state.
Here's a very interesting fact for you guys. I believe this is the first time I've ever laid eyes on that flag.
The American one?
Yes. I've never seen that flag before, have you?
Not to my memory.
Have you guys ever seen that flag? Like, I've seen the first flag of America, right? Was that flag in the bottom of it. But there's something very interesting about the United States flag. And I don't know if it's the Washington or not, because like if you go back through the bloodlines of like George Washington and all that, like there was nobility. It was like when they was going against the UK, it was when they was going against the UK in the Revolutionary War, it was the same thing as the War of the Roses or whatever. They're all distant cousins fighting each other.
Yeah.
It was the same idea. Like you see that George Washington was not some random person. He had strong links to the UK of noble blood. So the people that he was fighting against was well aware of who he was. We try to put it as like he was some just guy.
Yeah.
That stood up, and all these guys was just some random, just colonist men that, no, almost every one of them had some tie to nobility. So it was literally just British nobility. And we talked about that in that one video about, what was it, the British Civil War?
Yeah.
Was it?
Was it that one?
Or was it the Magna Carta?
I don't remember.
I think it was the Magna Carta. Whatever the video was talking about the Magna Carta and talking about how they separated. And some people in our comments was saying that was that the American Revolution was a continuation
of that, yeah.
Of the Civil War. Yeah, that's what it was. It was a continuation of the British Civil War. And that's very interesting. I've never seen that flag. See, this is why we do these videos. See, everything's a rabbit hole. Everything's goes, and it makes my mind just go like that. I don't know why.
I didn't realize how many other flags all have the British flag in them.
The only two that I actually know off of this is Tuvalu and Fiji. I'm joking. I've never heard of Tuvalu.
Of Hawaii. And as for the English flag with St. George's Cross, it is also found on the flag of Alberta, Canada. With current events like the New Zealand flag referendum and the Scottish referendum to leave the United Kingdom in 2014, the status of the UK flag around the world and the status of the UK flag itself is still subject to change. What would the UK flag have looked like if Scotland had voted to leave the Union in 2014? Would the United Kingdom even have been called the United Kingdom anymore? What interesting future events might change this iconic flag? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Thank you as always for watching.
That's what's so crazy about like this whole thing, like this little show that we do, because it's not, for us, it's not just a show. Like this is like a part of our life. Like, okay, where we got what is it called? The fork right here is, I know you guys are laughing.
You mean this
bad
like, boy?
What is it? Yeah. And they're probably laughing too because I can't use a fork in any of our videos, and I forgot what a fork was called just right now. And I'm just like, I built a case for me to be like, I hate that. I love it, but I hate it. The pot noodle itself, we keep in our cabinet.
This is not, I mean,
the cup.
Eating it this way is like because of you are here. But I would still be eating this right now if we wasn't doing a video.
Yeah, one day we need to do a live feed and just show you how our kitchen has changed.
Yeah.
Since like we've been doing this, and it's like you guys don't even see us do this. This is just what we do in life. Like, but that's the reason that we're so interested. That's why we look at this and we want to know this, because we do connect all these dots. And just like that, watching this video, we find something out about our country. And what's weird is like looking at that flag. This is where my mind spins. Like, I am not finding out what my country's flag was. Here's a question for you. Obviously, I'm American. I am American born. Tiffany is American born. When that flag was flying, I had nothing to do with this country. To be fair with you, when the Civil War in this country happened, I was not here. So when I look at the Revolutionary War, I make jokes and make whatever about the Revolutionary War, but my family was not on this side, which is also a good question. If I looked up the Revolutionary War, which is the British Empire was huge, the chances are slim, was one of my ancestors fighting here against George Washington and everybody else, and now here I am. Would my ancestors be rolling around in their grave to know that we are sitting here right now as Americans? Would it just make it, because we're new to this country, you know what I mean? For the longest, we were just British.
Not me. I'm not British.
No, she's Romanian. But I think that was a really, really interesting video. We'll put links to the original video because I know we talk a lot on it, and we have more of our British vlogs coming. And I guess we've let it slip that we are going to Scotland. So you want to see us in Scotland, or if you want to see any of our other British videos, because we love exploring and we love the fizzle that it gives our brain.
And I can't wait to go back.
We cannot wait to go back. I am Rich Trippin.
And I'm Tiffany.
And that was about the British flag.